6 months ago, I reviewed both the SpotOn GPS fence and the Halo Collar 4. And while I liked both products, I honestly couldn't tell you which one was actually better, since both collars worked just fine when I tested them in my day-to-day life. But that all changed when we conducted professional head-to-head boundary testing with the same methodology that GPS collar manufacturers use themselves. The results were so shocking that I had to completely rewrite my recommendations. So if you are about to spend money on your dog's safety, you absolutely need to see this data first. And yes, of course, there are discounts available. We'll keep our links as up-to-date as possible with the best ones that we can find. We also receive a small commission if you use our links, so at no extra cost to you, you can help support more reviews like this one. So let's dive in. Here's what I've learned after testing dozens of these collars. Every company wants to talk about battery life, app features, and training programs. But here's the thing, none of that matters if the collar doesn't work when your dog is headed toward danger. A GPS collar basically has one job that trumps everything else: accurately detecting when your dog approaches a boundary. Everything else is really just nice to have features. So let me walk you through exactly what we did, because this isn't my opinion, this is measurable, repeatable data. We set up a boundary using rope under dense tree coverage, and we tested each collar 5 times as it approached that boundary line. We marked every single alert, every warning and correction to see which collar actually performs in real-world conditions. The conditions were intentionally challenging. We're talking about thick pine, oak, and maple canopies that disrupt GPS signals. This is where GPS collars typically fail, and honestly, where your dog's life depends on the collar working correctly. So here are the results, and these numbers genuinely surprised me. Surprised her too. SpotOn GPS fence, 0% failure rate. Perfect boundary detection in every single test. Pretty impressive. Halo Collar 4, 13% failure rate, but only on intermediate warnings. It never missed a single critical safety alert. What this means is that SpotOn worked perfectly every time. Halo occasionally missed one of the less important warning stages, but it never failed when your dog's safety was actually at risk. So what does that mean in practice? Well, SpotOn had the most consistent performance. Every boundary alert happened in the exact same spot across all 5 tests, every single time. Every warning came at the right distance, every correction triggered precisely where it was supposed to, even with all the trees in play. The SpotOn fence has this huge advantage that became really obvious during testing. You set up boundaries by actually walking the perimeter with the collar. So the fence goes exactly where you want it to, not where you're trying to draw it on a tiny phone screen. Halo showed good performance overall, but the data did reveal some inconsistencies. In 2 of the tests, it completely skipped the warning stage. In 2 others, the warning happened at the exact same spot as another alert, which basically makes it useless. The really big difference is just that with Halo, you have to draw boundaries on a map. You have to test them, adjust them, test them again. It's this whole iterative process that never quite gets you exactly where you want the boundary. SpotOn just gets it right the first time. Both collars handle the basics well. They're waterproof, they charge quickly, and they survive normal dog life. But there are some differences that are worth mentioning. SpotOn feels more solid. The build quality is just better. It feels like something that was designed by people who really understand that dogs are tough on equipment. After months of testing, it's holding up better than the Halo. Halo has definitely improved from their earlier versions. It's lighter, which some dogs prefer, and there are some benefits to just a better physical fit. But when you put them side by side, SpotOn feels like it's built to last longer. Now, when you compare their apps side by side, this is where Halo might actually win. Their app is really polished. Creating fences is pretty intuitive. They have all that training content from Cesar Millan, and managing multiple dogs is straightforward. If you want the best app experience, Halo delivers. SpotOn's app is a little more basic, but it's incredibly effective at what really matters. Setting up fences is faster and it's way more accurate. The support resources are excellent, and everything that you actually need is really easy to find. It's not as pretty as Halo's app, but it works better when and where it counts. So let's talk price, because at first glance, Halo looks a lot cheaper. But once you factor in the monthly subscription, the long-term cost actually gets pretty close to SpotOn. And in some cases, SpotOn may even end up being the better deal. But here's the bigger difference. SpotOn can still function as a GPS fence even if you cancel the tracking subscription. With Halo, once the subscription's gone, so is the collar's core functionality. Based on this professional testing data, here's what I recommend. Choose SpotOn if you want perfect boundary detection performance and the most accurate fence setup. Our testing showed 0 failures in the thing that matters the most, keeping your dog safe. Choose Halo if you really value app features and you're okay with slightly less consistent boundary performance. That 13% failure rate isn't dangerous, but it's not perfect either. Bottom line, both collars will protect your dog, but SpotOn does it perfectly, while Halo does it pretty well. When we're talking about your dog's safety, I tend to lean toward perfect. If you're ready to decide, there are exclusive discounts for both collars in the description. They do change, so it's definitely worth checking out, even if you're only curious. Bottom line, don't wait. Every day without a GPS fence is a risk that you don't need to take. Based on our testing, SpotOn is the best pick if accuracy and safety are your top priorities, with 0 boundary failures. But if you're looking for a more feature-rich app experience and you can live with minor inconsistency, Halo's still a really great option. So let me know in the comments which matters more to you, flawless accuracy or those pretty extra features. And be sure you subscribe for more testing-based reviews that actually show you what works.